What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys not a quick video, but something very interesting. So I was watching a channel the other day, Black Conservative Perspective. Give him a check out because this I found very interesting and not too surprising. Well, there was an article he went over about how in Los Angeles, Governor Newsome kind of made it completely and totally okay. And by what I mean by okay is it's pretty much legal for streetwalkers to literally be out in front of schools now. Like literally, they have young ladies, and by what their report says, some of them as young as 15, which then says, oh, hey, look, it seems like Democrats and anyone who's inside of a Democrat run city is totally fine with sex trafficking. And not even just sex trafficking, but child sex trafficking. And no one in Los Angeles, minus the parents who are upset about this, is doing anything. Now, you can't blame the police because, the police are tied, like their hands are tied between what they can and what they can't do. And then on top of that, when the governor says, oh, hey, you know what, we're no longer going to arrest any of these individuals for such and such, kind of occurrences, that's what I'm going to call it, then yeah, it's totally fine. One of the mothers in the article said that she was followed home, or at least followed by a pimp for a couple blocks while she took her daughter from school home. That right there should be a frightening concept. And that right there is why I believe that people should be armed, which then comes to another thing. You find it funny that in Democratic run cities and states, it's illegal for you, the citizen, the person who's paying the taxes and, following the law and the rules and everything, it's illegal for you to defend yourself. It's illegal for you to, protect you and your family, whether you're in home or you're out in public. But at the same time, it's the same places, the same cities, the same Democrats who defunded the police, who are making the police not arrest criminals, not make the DAs make sure that those criminals do not get out of prison. It's all these liberal and Democratic DAs, police chiefs, governors, senators. When are people going to actually open up their eyes and say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to vote for someone for their title. I'm going to vote for someone because of what they do. Not what they say, what they do. We need to stop going, oh, hey, you know what? They say a lot of nice things. No, 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 no. I want to see action a part of that. And then another thing that people need to really stop doing is stop being complacent. Stop sitting there going, oh, well, there's nothing we can do. Yes, yes, there is. There's plenty that you can do. And what that is make sure that you actually make sure that your voice and everything is counted. Don't sit there and just vote for someone and then go, oh, hands up in the air, I can't do nothing. No, 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 no. You voted that person in. You can vote them out. Matter of fact, actually, senators, governors, if someone's not doing what you want them to do, you and the rest of everyone else get together, sign a petition, and then have that person removed. It's that easy. Plain and simple. Especially when it comes to certain rights, like 2A. Being allowed to own a gun, have a gun, and be able to protect yourself, your family, and the people around you. Without the Second Amendment, we don't have the first, we don't have the third, we don't have the fourth, we don't have the fifth, we don't have any of it. That is exactly why they're trying to get rid of our guns, is to make us weaker. We cannot become weaker. There's a reason why we're one of the youngest countries in the world and why we're also one of the most feared. It isn't our military, it isn't all our big guns, it isn't any of the cool little nifty, ships and planes that we got. No, it's you. It's the American people. We are the biggest military in the world, unofficial military, I should say, because the militia is an armed force for the people, by the people, to defend against any threat, foreign or domestic. Case in point, domestic, meaning if we have corrupt governors, senators, mayors, or anything else that's in the government position that we voted them into, they listen to us. They do as what we say because they work for us. Think of them like a janitor. Their job is to clean up messes that, not in particular that we create, but what they create. And it's their job to make sure they clean it up and do as we say. We're the boss, they're the employee. For some reason, a lot of people have it reversed. They see it as, oh, hey, the government's the boss, the government tells us what to do, and we have to listen. No, they have to listen. There's nothing wrong with following rules and laws and everything else, because that's how, a society works. But society starts to fail when it's the good people who are following the laws and it's the good people getting in trouble, but yet you have criminals breaking the law by robbing, looting, burning, and a lot of other kind of stuff, but yet they're not going to jail. They're not going to prison. They want to take away everyone's guns, but they're not looking at the criminals who are going to have guns anyways. And this is the biggest argument a lot of people say. Oh, well, if there's no guns that people can have, criminals won't have guns. That's a lie. That's a big lie, and any person who owns a gun knows that. Any person who has a brain in their head knows that a criminal is a criminal because they don't follow the law. And right now, criminals are going, yes, take away guns. Because guess what? I'll be able to go into this person's house and I'll be able to steal their stuff. I'll be able to go in here and have my way with anything or anyone in that house. But the funny thing is, a lot of these Democrats and a lot of these people and it's not even just Democrats, it's Republicans too, but these people all have armed guards, they have gated communities, but yet they don't want to have a fence to protect our border. They don't want American citizens to be able to defend themselves in their home or at a grocery store or anything else like that. They want to have zones where you can't have a gun, but at the same time, those zones are soft targets, and those are places where every active shooter will go to actually do damage because they know there's no one there with a gun. And if there is someone there with a gun, they also know that guaranteed their standing orders are to not intervene and not have any action. I've worked security in grocery stores. I've done all sorts of kind of stuff like that. The standing order is to not intervene or to act. It is to monitor and maintain, meaning get somewhere safe, record everything, and make sure everything for the investigators, for the police, is all said and done. That is what security for grocery stores do. They don't protect the people. They don't protect, the stores. They don't protect anything like that. They don't care about the product. They don't care about the people unless they get hurt and then they sue. That's what the companies care about, which is why legally you can't own a weapon inside the actual place that you're actually working, which is also ridiculous. Like, I think companies like Kroger, Walmart, and everything else should allow their associates to carry. They should be able to carry. They should go through required training that is done through their company so that the company can go, hey, yeah, this person's trained. And then, of course, register whatever gun that they're going to use while on property with said company. Now, I go against registers or anything else like that, but it's with the specific company, and they have to have rules such as, oh, hey, guess what? We're not going to give out any information to any ATF bureaucracy, which is a bunch of BS also, by the way. But do it that way so that if any kind of incident happens in the store to where the person is forced to act, which is less likely to happen, because if a criminal knows, oh, hey, no, there's not only, security who are armed here, but a lot of associates are. It's a deterrent. Whether it's visual and or just knowing, it's a deterrent. And you can't say that deterrents like that don't work. And you can't say, well, like people know about police. What they know about police is it takes 20 to 30 minutes for cops to act or get to where they're going. And then, however much time it takes to talk to the victim or to investigate what happened to said victim. So always keep that in mind. That's why it's always good to make sure you carry no matter where you're going. Because in this day and age, especially right now, it's getting crazy. It's like the wild, wild west out there right now, and a lot of people are getting hurt. But at the same time, what the government's not saying is there's a lot of good people out there using their guns to protect other people. All they're sitting out there and going is, "Oh hey, look at all these gun deaths, look at all these people killing people with guns." But they're not saying, "Oh hey, look at this person who saved this many people with a gun. Look at this person, look at that person, look at this, look at that." They just want to point fingers. At the same time, what they're not saying is a lot of these people are criminals and thugs. They're gang members, they're cartel members, they're stuff like that. If we're gonna have the ATF, that's what they should go for. They shouldn't be going after taxpayers, law-abiding citizens. They shouldn't be changing or creating no rule, no nothing like that, because ATF is a rule base. They can't make laws. They can just say, "Oh hey, you can't have this. It's a rule. We said you can't." No. So with the whole ATF pistol brace rule, register or destroy, whatever, don't do any of that. Keep your gun. Tell them to F off and all that, because you know what? It's a it's a common used item. They cannot regulate it. They cannot take it. They can't do nothing. So remember that. Okay? We, the people, are the ones with the power. The ATF doesn't. They like to use fear, which then should say that they should be deemed as a terrorist organization because they're using fear to get the people to do what they want. Huh. Because, as I recall, one who uses fear to motivate or to gain something politically is called a terrorist act. Oh, shoot. I think that's what the ATF has been doing. They've been using scare tactics to get people to either register or pay a certain amount of money so that they don't come into their house, shoot their dog, and take their guns.